If the crankcase pressure sensor gets dirty inside, damaged, or starts to malfunction on a KTM, Husqvarna, or Gas TPI 2-stroke dirt bike, it will start to make the bike run very poorly, and it must be cleaned or replaced. Cleaning or replacing the sensor will sometimes be all that's required to get the bike running properly again, assuming that there aren't also leaking crankshaft seals, worn piston rings, or other problems. Sometimes, however, replacing the CCPS will mostly, but not completely, fix the poorly running engine. In some cases, it's also necessary to reset the throttle position sensor. For some bikes, it is possible to do this by loosening the two screws that attach the TPS housing to the throttle body and rotating the TPS housing, and then retightening the screws. This is not possible, however, on the 150cc models, such as my 2023 Husqvarna TE150. The 150s require adjusting the idle screw at the bottom of the throttle body until the TPS starts sending the correct output voltage to the ECU. The following photos show the steps to accomplish this, and the description to this video explains the steps in words. The clip at the end of this video shows how to reset the adaptive TPS values in the ECU with your throttle, and what a properly running bike should sound like. The first step is to remove the protective cover from over the TPS unit. Here's the TPS cover attached to the throttle body. And here the cover has been removed to expose the TPS unit. Next, you need to locate the diagnostic cable from the ECU. The cable in the airbox of some bikes seems to work for this purpose, but it doesn't on my bike. On my bike, I need to remove the seat from the bike, then lift up the ECU to locate the connector of the diagnostic cable. I then need to remove the cover from the cable connector to attach a wake-up dongle or ODBC reader. You should have received the dongle with the bike, since it is necessary for several maintenance and diagnostic tasks. You could briefly but repeatedly press the start button of the bike without starting the engine instead of using the dongle, but this is tedious and can lead to incorrect readings later in the process. After the dongle has woken up the ECU, insert two flattened staples into the TPS connector as described in the description of this video, and then attach an appropriate multimeter, also described in detail in the description below, and adjust the idle screw at the bottom of the throttle body until the TPS output is at 590 millivolts. Now start the engine. The following clip shows the 3 full throttle blips to reset the TPS table in the ECU, and then check for no hanging idle and smooth idle when the throttle is slack.
Yeah.